black folks don't embrace what folks are trying to do and fend that off, that upsets me, because I am somebody that's trying to set a path for future folks on the come up from my community to be in this position one day.
He's now facing a lawsuit in Miami from his ex, accusing him of battery, kidnapping, false imprisonment, and emotional distress. I mean, this does not look good. And he's had previous with his partner. Hands on women, I just can't agree with. It's just terrible and so bad for boxing. When a fighter is being accused of putting, I mean, that's my personal opinion on it.
As reported, Jake Paul's return could shift to December with the November 14th Netflix exhibition in jeopardy due to the latest allegations against Gervonta Davis. Sources tell Ring magazine that December 12th and the 19th are possibilities, right? And here are the potential opponents: Nate Diaz or Francis Ngannou.
Stephen A. Smith has erupted with fiery criticism toward Gervonta Davis, blasting him for wrecking his own career through reckless decisions and chaos outside the ring. Smith stressed that raw talent collapses without discipline, focus, and real respect for boxing. With Davis's future hanging in uncertainty, Jake Paul has shifted gears and is preparing to face a new opponent. This time, the matchup will be against someone closer to his weight, style, and promotional power, keeping the event alive and ensuring fans still get a showdown worth watching. The build-up continues to excite fans worldwide.
Jake Paul.
I hate it. And Jake Paul's starting to piss me off. Mike Tyson is 57 years old, man. Jake Paul been training with professional boxing trainers for years. He takes the sport very seriously.
So let me ask you, that's the question I have, because great kid, great businessman, by the way, amazing, and I know how he does all this character and persona. We keep saying that he doesn't want to be a boxer. He's not a boxer, but then
Jake Paul is a boxer.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my point.
Exactly.
He can fight. He can fight. I respect him. So go in there against fighters. You should be climbing the ladder towards those other fighters and taking the sport seriously to the point where you're fighting actual boxers. Now he decides to fight a fighter, a real fighter, which is Tyson. But Tyson is 30 years older. Stop this nonsense of going against dudes that either ain't boxing or is 25 years removed from the sport.
Inside Ring Show dropped a major update on X, revealing that Gervonta Davis is expected to be pulled from his November 14th Netflix exhibition against Jake Paul. According to the Ring's Mike Coppinger, the event will likely be pushed to December as a new opponent is finalized. December 12th and December 19th are currently the top dates under discussion for Paul's next appearance. Sources also claim that boxing legend Andre Ward has been contacted regarding his availability, while Nate Diaz and Francis Ngannou are also being explored as potential replacements. This announcement has set the boxing world ablaze with speculation about who will step in against Jake Paul. The Wade podcast analyst shared that Jake's team is carefully balancing financial control and public image, emphasizing that the ongoing lawsuit against Gervonta Davis could severely impact pay-per-view numbers. Many fans may hesitate to buy a fight headlined by someone facing serious allegations. The analyst further added that Jake's camp views reputation as equally valuable as profit, and any controversy linked to Davis could damage both. What was meant to be a massive Netflix spectacle drawing mainstream buzz has now become clouded by legal headlines. While boxing thrives on hype and drama, scandals like this can easily push audiences away instead of pulling them closer.
Takes these fights very, very seriously. And I just thought, okay, this is going to get a little more interesting than I previously thought. I thought it would be a bit of a mismatch, a bit of a, boxing experience to Gervonta Davis, Jake bringing the size and power, and we're going to get one of these stalemates where no one wants to take a real risk and both guys are going to get paid. Turns out no guy may get paid, or Gervonta Davis might be kicked off the card because we have a new, not champion, a new domestic violence abuse allegation against Gervonta Davis. There's been a lot of allegations against Tank, and some of those have been dropped, others have not really been pursued, and you don't really know what's what behind the scenes with people, but when things like this happen over and over, I think this is his fourth or maybe fifth allegation of domestic abuse, you kind of start to have to look at the person that's being accused of such and go, why do you keep ending up in these situations? And the way it's described, we've even seen Tank do some of the things already on camera. But let's get into this thing, and then we'll just go right into the report from Chris Mannix here. Shout out Mannix. Obviously, you guys know him as a commentator with DAZN, covers boxing, covers basketball as well for SI. Chris Mannix on Twitter says, Netflix and reps for Jake Paul have been exploring potential replacements for Gervonta Davis. Sources familiar with the situation told SI Now. Paul Davis, scheduled for November 14th, is in limbo after new allegations of domestic violence against Gervonta Davis. I was in the car. I didn't know if this was real, but I had seen a report. And this came out, I think on October. It came out a couple days ago, but it was from October 27th. And there was a civil suit over domestic allegations just 2 weeks ahead of this fight. This is from Andreas Hale, our guy over at ESPN.com. He essentially wrote the article on it and went into details. So let's take a read. Gervonta "Tank" Davis has once again found himself in legal trouble just 2 weeks before his exhibition fight. And yes, it was going to be an exhibition. I know it was billed as a exhibition with, a winner and loser, but let's be honest about it. Two guys, massively different weights, massively different experience. It was going to be an exhibition. On November 14th, a new civil lawsuit filed in Miami-Dade County has put the WBA lightweight champion in hot water over another.
Mike Coher, senior insider for Ring Magazine and co-host of Inside Ring Show, shared on X, citing Chris Mannix's report, that Jake Paul's return could now shift to December, with a November 14th Netflix exhibition hanging in doubt following the latest allegations against Gervonta Davis. According to Ring Magazine sources, December 12th and 19th are being targeted as new dates. Mannix also revealed that Ryan Garcia and Terence Crawford have been approached as potential opponents, adding fuel to growing reports that Jake Paul's upcoming bout could see major shakeups. Former world champion Carl Froch didn't hold back when addressing the situation. He called the original Davis matchup a circus, claiming it prioritized spectacle over sporting integrity. Froch argued that Jake should never have taken the fight against Davis in the first place, as the matchup offered little to prove in boxing terms. With Davis now entangled in legal trouble, Froch urged Jake Paul to move on quickly and secure a legitimate replacement, suggesting that his team is already exploring credible backup options. He added that the event can still be salvaged if a worthy opponent steps in, but warned that boxing's growing obsession with entertainment over authenticity is dangerous. Froch concluded by saying this entire scenario proves how quickly chasing spectacle can backfire in the fight business.
Until proven guilty, they say, right? Regardless of how many times he's been accused of this type of stuff, allegedly or not, it's still innocent until proven guilty. Now, if I have a contract with you, this doesn't involve you. I understand you got a brand and public relations, all this type of stuff, but technically, this doesn't involve you. So you pulled my $200 Jake Paul contract. What if I'm innocent over here? You know who I'm coming after? I'm coming after you. I want my fucking money, or I want some compensation. But these big companies, they be having stipulations and little clauses in their contracts that give them the ability to cancel contracts for all different types of. I used to have those in RB.
Oscar de la Hoya stepped in to silence the growing buzz about Ryan Garcia possibly stepping in for Gervonta Davis. Addressing fans directly, he confirmed that no talks ever took place, and if such discussions were real, he'd be the first to announce them. De La Hoya made it clear that Ryan Garcia is focused on other ventures and won't be jumping into a sudden crossover bout with Jake Paul. His statement crushed the rumors circulating online and reminded fans that not every piece of gossip deserves belief. Speaking passionately, De La Hoya explained that Ryan fights under Golden Boy Promotions, which is under contract with DAZN, while Jake Paul is tied to Netflix, two platforms that simply don't align contractually. It's business, he said firmly. Ryan has commitments, and I handle his fight announcements. Meanwhile, Gervonta Davis's legal troubles continue to dominate headlines. Earlier accusations from the mother of his children had already tarnished his reputation, and now a new lawsuit filed by ex-girlfriend Courtney Rosal accuses him of aggravated battery, false imprisonment, and emotional distress. The suit, filed in Miami-Dade County, has left fans questioning Davis's discipline and professionalism. Analysts pointed out that fame means nothing if a fighter can't control his behavior outside the ring. Many believe his team needs to step in before personal chaos destroys everything he's built. The controversy has thrown the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis fight into complete uncertainty. Reports from Mike Coppinger suggest that Netflix may shift the event to December 12th or 19th, with new opponents like Nate Diaz, Francis Ngannou, or even Andre Ward under consideration. Yet, nothing has been finalized. Former UFC champion Michael Bisping voiced strong opinions, calling a Paul-Ngannou matchup absurd due to the massive size and power difference. He argued that Nate Diaz would make far more sense, still entertaining but fair. Fans echoed his view, urging that fights remain competitive, not comedic. Adding to the turmoil, analysts have debated whether Rosel's lawsuit is legitimate or strategically timed to disrupt Davis's biggest payday. Some suspect manipulation, others defend the timing, saying victims often hesitate to come forward. Either way, the case has tainted what was meant to be one of boxing's most-watched streaming events. In response, Jake Paul's team launched an internal review to protect their brand and legal standing, proving that Paul is evolving from an entertainer into a responsible promoter who understands the weight of reputation. With Netflix's global spotlight and millions at stake, every move now matters. The situation remains fluid, and while Davis's guilt or innocence will ultimately be determined by the courts, one thing is certain: the boxing world is watching closely. Fans, promoters, and media outlets all await the next move in this high-stakes drama. Whether the December showdown happens or not, this controversy has already reshaped the narrative around both fighters. If you've been following this intense saga, make sure to hit that like button, share this video with your boxing crew, and subscribe for more breaking updates, exclusive analysis, and all the behind-the-scenes drama from the world of combat sports. Stay tuned. This story is far from over.